So I was like, no, I'm not going to do that. I'm leaving. Sorry.
We do have a lot of things.
Hey, what's up, you people? It's Johanna, aka Jojo. I'm super excited today because we are here with Jennifer Lufau. Jennifer is the founder of Afrogameuses, which is a community of Afro-descendant players and streamers, and an association that works for a better representation of minorities in the video game industry. Hi, Jennifer.
Hello, Joanna. Thanks for having me.
Thank you. Welcome. So first of all, can you please introduce yourself?
Sure. So I'm Jennifer. I'm 27 years old. I was born in Togo, raised in Benin, and I moved into France when I was about 8 years old. So I grew up in France and I studied in France. I mainly studied digital marketing, which is why I'm a digital marketing consultant today. But I'm also the president of Afrogameuses, which is basically a nonprofit organization that works for more diversity in the video game industry. So we have that, but we're also a community of French-speaking Black women who either work or stream video games or just play video games in their daily lives, and who are just interested in the video games industry as a hobby as well. And we're about now 200 people, but the organization is open to everybody. Anyone can join, which is why we really have a huge diversity within the organization, although the majority of the people who are in there are Black women.
Okay, thank you very much. Thank you. That's really, actually, this is the focus on the overlooked audience. As you know, we got in touch last year. It's really to highlight the Black women in the gaming industries that really do some work to either improve the life of Black professional women or Black professional players or players as a whole. So it is very important, and really I commend you for the work that you do. So tell me, how did you get into the video game industry?
So in my case, I consider myself a gamer because I've been playing games ever since I was little, ever since I lived in Benin, actually. That's when I started playing games. But I wouldn't say that I have properly worked in the video game industry. What I do now is non-profit work, but I still believe that it's something very important to bring diversity in the industry because this topic is very peculiar in France. I think it's a subject that occurs very often maybe in the UK, in the US, and internationally, it's a recurring topic. But in France, it's still very taboo. I guess that's how we can say it. Yeah. People don't really like to bring diversity, and in France, we like to say that we don't see colors. So it's really hard to grasp when something is not going well and to see that there's something to change.
Yeah.
I think you know about that.
I know, if the viewers don't know, but I'm French as well, and actually I live in the UK and actually left France just because of that. So I completely know this type of issue, and really well done for the work that you're doing. So in your opinion, really, what effort could be made for either the esport, the streaming community, or the gaming industry? What efforts can be made really to attract and retain more Black women talents? And when I say talents, I'm talking about the professional, but I'm talking about the players as well.
Mm-hmm. The influencers also, exactly. The content creators, absolutely.
All of that, yeah.
I believe it's something necessary, first off. And I think if you want to get there, the first thing that we need to do is actually, first off, show people, Black people in general, and Black women more specifically, that there are jobs in the video game industry. Like there are existing jobs that are accessible to them. These jobs exist, but they should know about them first. I think there's a big misunderstanding or a lack of knowledge of the jobs that are available in the video game industry, also because the industry is still so young, right? And the industry is still predominantly white and male, right? Exactly. So when you're not part of that demographic, it's kind of hard to actually see that you could have a space in there. So I think that's really the first thing. Show them that there are jobs, and then also show that there are opportunities. I think it's they need to know that it's a possible path for them, and to get there, they also need to see representation, which is why we always say, and we keep repeating, that representation really, really matters. And that's what we're trying to do with Afro-Gameuses, like, putting the spotlight on those Black women who are streamers, because streamers are very, very important for that representation work. Definitely. To show that they do exist, and to encourage other women to start streaming as well, despite all the negative stuff that can happen when you put yourself out there. It can be hard. I'm a streamer myself, so I know about that. But we really think that streaming is one of the essentials, one of the keys also to improve representation. And when I also talk about giving them the opportunity to be seen, I think in France, there's this way of doing things when it comes to recruiting people within the video games industry. We know that people who are recruited are always from, like, the most renowned schools, the private schools, and not everybody has the opportunity to go there. And what we also see is that even though minorities go to those schools, they still don't necessarily get hired. So
is that true?
Yes, absolutely. So give them a chance, right? Give them a chance. Maybe you have the choice between different candidates, but look at their background, look at the efforts, and see if this person shouldn't work for your company just because it's a huge effort that they have gotten there already. So just give them a chance, and even go further than that. Despite just giving them a chance, I think it's important to have people from minorities, Black people in positions of power within the company. If the goal is to actually see an impact, I think they should have people that actually have responsibilities within the company, so that these people can implement actual changes that will improve representation and diversity and the way the working environment as well. It's very important.
It's totally correct. I completely agree with you on that. It is important to as part of those large companies, if you are part of the minority, is important to make your voice heard. Absolutely. And to be a little bit more pushy sometimes, and more seen, in order to open those doors to the one that behind you, and to open the door to people like you as well. So that's something that I try to do every day. And I know a lot of my peers do it as well, and it is we will get there, definitely. I'm confident about that.
You're already doing so much already, so I'm sure you're pushing everybody very positively. So kudos to you, because you're doing great, really.
Thank you. So talking about Afro-Gameuses and streaming, etc. What are the challenges, but as well, what are the successes that you have within all of that?
Well, I guess if let's start with the positive things. The really good part is that every day we have people join the organization, and every day we see that this really is a success, because I could tell that they needed this in a way, because the women who join us, they're like, Jennifer, thank you so much for creating a safe space for us. And to me, it really is the best part of this. It's just having this whole community of people who just have the same passion, the same hobbies, and maybe they couldn't really share that with other people before because it's really hard to find other Black women players, gamers. It's super hard. And it's one of the reasons why I first started Afro-Gameuses. The reason was because honestly, I felt a little bit lonely, and it was just a relief to see that, okay, there are actually a lot of us, and I had no idea. So I guess that's really one of the biggest successes. And obviously we have the ambition to do much more and to help create a video game ecosystem that would be more diverse, more inclusive for everybody and not just Black people.
Yeah.
But, obviously, there's also backlash. And, I told you about how things are in France. A lot of people accept and tolerate and support what we do, but there are also people who just, they call us separatists. I don't even know the English word for that. I don't know if that's the right word. But, they give us wrong intentions. Afrogameuses is an organization that is open to all. Everybody can join, literally anybody. But there are still these people who believe that it's closed, basically. Yeah. And that's where they want to attack us. On the one point that is actually completely false. They say that we're trying to build something between Black people and that this is becoming something racist towards white people, for example, when I'm like, no, you are completely misunderstanding this. And I mean, if you're looking for a gaming community that would be in majority white, then you can just join any kind of community because they already exist. You know what I'm saying? And this place, this Afro-Gamers space is really, really to get people together who have something in common and to just fight together for an important cause, which is representation.
Exactly.
So, like we've had a couple, right-wing journals or papers that have written terrible things about us. But that's also when you see that what you're doing is actually important and these people see us as a threat instead of seeing us as just a positive initiative, because that's what we're really trying to do.
Exactly. I think it's really positive. And, I think we all going to have this type of backlash and push. And sometimes it's really, really hard. But a lot of people don't understand that if you can't see yourself in something, you don't feel valued, you don't feel worthy. So this is what I think most of all associations supporting all the spectrum of diversity and inclusion are working on is really having the representation of every single different experiences in life. And and I'll commend you to do that, seriously, at your young age, because I think I left France 13 years ago. Yes, I'm not going to say my age, but I was just 1 or 2 years older than you. So I was like, no, I'm not going to do that. I'm leaving. Sorry.
We do have a lot of great things. We have a lot of great things in France, yes, but this is not the best, right? I mean,
exactly.
We still have a lot of things to improve.
Exactly. So everybody wants to take their own battle, and really congrats to you in doing that seriously. So the last question, any word of advice for anyone looking to start playing, to start streaming, to be actually part of Afrogamers?
I mean, for me, for the people who want to start playing, it's super easy. Maybe the first thing you should do if you really want to start playing video games is like watch people play games. I think that's a good first step. And join organizations and groups of people who are already playing games. I think people underestimate the power that video games have to bring people together also. It's one of my favorite things in playing video games, to actually being able to socialize and interact with other people, whether they're in France, they're in Germany, they're in the UK, or in the US. It's international, and this is really what I loved about it. Video games actually helped me improve my level of English in an outstanding way too.
It is outstanding.
Thank you. Thank you. So thanks to video games for that. And yeah, I would say, join the communities that are already existing. Afrogameuses is a good way to do that. We have a lot of women who also come over and who are like, I don't really consider myself a gamer, so to say. That it's not something wrong. It's not wrong. And everybody is a gamer nowadays, no matter what definition people have of it. Everybody plays video games to an extent.
Exactly.
So yeah, I would say just go with it. Don't be scared. And when it comes to streaming, again, there is toxicity. That is something, it's there. And we want to fight that also at Afro-Gameuses. Like, we have this project of conducting a study this year, actually, to kind of assess and actually put numbers on toxicity in video games against minorities. So that would include non-white people, people of color, people in situation of handicap, people from the LGBTQA community also. And so we really want to put numbers on that to quantify it so that we can find a way to fight against it efficiently. So that's one of the things we want to do. And we really think that putting the spotlight on people who stream and encouraging people into streaming can only do so much for the whole industry, because it just gives us more visibility. And it also shows the video game developers that we are here and that they should also make video games for us. We are a target, absolutely.
Exactly. That's why there is a need to have those representation in all the professions in the making of the game video.
Absolutely.
Game design, game development, everywhere. And yes, that's why it is important to highlight those experiences and the Black women that already are there, in order to open the door and attract those different talent. And as you were saying earlier, for young girl, young woman to say, I actually can be in the gaming industry. Yes, absolutely. Definitely. So,
sorry, keep going.
No, fire away.
I wanted to say that one of the things I also see in France, I don't really know about what's going on there in the US or the UK. I think it's probably better, but I really see a lack of Black women and even a lack of diversity in general in esports. It's super, super rare. In my organization, there's only one Black woman who is a pro player, and she's doing great. She also has a handicap, so she really is a model for so many people.
Yeah.
So I want to see more Black women become, just big in the esports field. There are opportunities, but I just think if we could show more Black women like Amelita, who's the player I was telling you about, who just play professionally, and if we give them the opportunity to be seen, because it's also about that, right? Giving them opportunities, and that doesn't happen if you're not seen. It's about giving them this opportunity, showing them off so that other people can relate to their experience and feel like, okay, I could do this too, and I'm going to start working for that. I think, just to come back to what advice I would give, is watch the people who are already in there, join the communities, play yourself, challenge yourself, and try to invest in your own education. We have a powerful tool nowadays, which is the internet. a lot of jobs are accessible if you train yourself to that. So yeah, just go into it, do your thing, do your best, and there will be an opportunity for you. That's what I would say.
Yeah, thank you very much. So thank you, Jennifer. We go into the end of our interview. So it was Jennifer from Afrogamers, and all the information about Afrogamers, the Twitter, all the handles will be in the description box, and you will be able to contact directly the association and to join if you want to join as well. So don't forget to share, like, and subscribe. Okay, that was Johanna, aka Jojo. See you later.